Hey guys, what is up? It's me, CroffStudios, and today I'm going to be showcasing my LEGO Land of Warriors board game number 3. This game concept was created by Valor, as his choice for a Land of Warriors game was to go a bit off on our normal Land of Warriors games and create something different. So today we have Lord of the Rings Land of Warriors, or as I like to call it, Land of the Rings. It is the same exact concept of Land of Warriors, except it is themed based off of Lord of the Rings, with items and weapons based off of the actual movies. So, we'll move into our instructions and get straight into it. The objective of this game is to be the last survivor and slay all of the other players. One other way to win is by collecting all 8 lime green gems or all 4 dark blue gems. These are the only 3 ways to win in this game. In each area of the board, there are 2 lime green gems, as specified from the other Land of Warriors games. The lime green gems look like this, and this is what the dark blue gems look like, which there are 4 of on the map, which are in the outside areas, as shown in this part right here. You can see right across, there's another blue gem right here. There's also another green gem in a main area. There are 4 sections in this game, or main sections, including the Shire, Mordor, Helms Deep, and Rivendell. And outside of these areas is just the wilds, which is basically just not considered part of a main area. Each player starts with 8 health. Lime green gems add 1 to your possible amount of health that you can have. Dark blue gems add 2 to your amount that you can have. So say you start out with 8 at the beginning of the game and you pick up 1 green gem, then you will have a total of 9 health, and you will be able to have a maximum of 9 health. If you get more gems, that completely adds to your total. So say you have a blue gem and 2 green gems, you'll have a total of 12 total health. So you'll be able to have a higher health count if you collect more gems. Each turn in this game, you will roll 2 dice. Each dice has a 1 to 12 possibility on it. Now these dice are a little harder to get, but they definitely work better than the 1 through 6 dice that we were using before, because it just took way too long to get through the boards. So using a 1 through 12 dice definitely helps out this game. 1 stud is equivalent to 1 space. So by a stud, we're talking about one of these little pegs right here is considered a space. So if you get 10, you can go 10 of those spaces. All players will start out in the middle of the map on the 2x2 piece that spins. So we can zoom in on that right there. There's the middle of the map where all of our players are at right there. And whoever gets the lowest number after everyone rolls the dice will go first. And then it will go clockwise after that. And another quick note, if you are hurt, each turn you will take that you do not get hurt then will get back 1 health to your overall amount of health that you have. So say you get hit by a weapon, you go down to 5 health instead of 8. If you go a turn without getting hurt, you will go back up to 6 health. There is a total amount of 20 currency on the map. And by currency, we mean these little ring things that are around the map. I'm sure a lot of you Land of Warriors people already know about the currency. These are each worth 1 coin, and you can use them to purchase certain things throughout the game, which I'll explain later. We also have a silver bar right here, which is an item in the game, which is worth 3 currency. So we'll explain later what you can use the currency for, but just know that it's throughout the map, and they're all kind of evenly spread out through the areas. So you can see we've got some over in the Shire, we've got some over in Rivendell, and we've got them sporadically spread out. In this game, there are 4 weapons you can collect. So there are 4 players playing the game. There are 4 weapons that everyone can collect. So everyone can get 1 weapon. That's if everyone can get to their weapon on time. And this is the first weapon we have here, which is the tree axe. And this is found in the Shire, as you can see. The tree axe deals 5 damage. It can be used from 2 studs away, and you can use it diagonally. Our next weapon is the Uruk-Hai Sword. And this is found in Mordor, and it deals 4 damage. It can be used from anywhere from 5 studs away and used diagonally. The Mace is found in Helms Deep and can be used from 4 studs away and does 4 damage. You cannot use this item diagonally. The Elf Sphere is found in Rivendell. It deals 3 damage and can be used from 6 studs away, and it can be used diagonally. Our first of the main areas is the Shire right here. And you can see we have some grassy hills, we have a staircase, we have a little garden over there, we have Bilbo's house. Obviously, we have to have that there. And that's basically the whole look of it. There are some staircases you can traverse around here, and there are some coins, jewels, and there also are some items which we will detail on later. Right here we have Mordor, which contains a lava fort maze. As you can see, we have the Eye of Sauron right here, and it's on a little clicker joint so you can spin it around. You can actually remove this right here, so we can go to the inside of where the Uruk-Hai Sword is at. And in this area we have a little maze over here. It's kind of like a little lava fort maze. We have the doorway, which goes into the actual Eye of Sauron. We have the lava pit paths over here, as you can see, and there's a staircase that leads up to an item. And this is one of the tile bridges, if you don't know. There's a small tile right here, and we did this in our second Land of Warriors board game, where you have to take your minifigure and push it across with your finger. If he falls down, he takes damage, and you cannot intentionally push characters down to get places you need to, because there are some people who exploited that rule before, but we made that apparent in this board game. So right here we have Helms Deep, which is another area of the board, or a main area, and you can see there's a doorway on the front here for you to go into. There's a little rock structure over here, kind of like a fortitude wall, and there's an item up there as well. And the inside of Helms Deep, you can see what it looks like right here. There's a little pathway that goes through, and you're probably wondering, how are you supposed to get your characters through here? Well, we made it so you can take this piece off right here, and as well as take off this piece, so you can easily get to the inside of this. And this is also where we have the catapult station in this game on top of Helms Deep. For our last main area, we have Rivendell, which contains a very cool structure right here. You can see when you enter this area, we have a staircase that goes all the way up here, and it leads to the weapon, which is the highest up weapon in the game. It's actually elevated above the surface. There's an item up here as well, and you can actually enter behind Rivendell as well. There's a little walk around area back here, as you can see, and we have some items and things like that back there, some goodies, and there's a little bookshelf back here just for some added detail. And there actually is a little area that you can walk through right here that a lot of people don't notice, that you can walk around to the back. Starting off the mini areas of the board, our first one is Shelob's Lair. And Shelob's Lair leads to one of the stickiest and most disgusting areas of the game. We've got cobwebs, there's some rocky structures on the inside, there's a dead skeleton, and there is obviously the spider Shelob, but there are some goodies in here as well. We have an item here, and there is also a blue gem. Our second minor area is the Orc Forge, and if you remember this from Lord of the Rings, it's where they made the orcs, so we decided to put it right next to Mordor and thought that would be fitting. We have a blue gem here, we have an anvil, which is very important to this game. If you don't know the importance of that, you can spend money there, and like I said, I'll talk about that later. And we also have a portal door here, which leads to another part of the map, which I will show you in a minute. Our next minor area is Osgiliath, and in order to get into this area, you actually need the key, because there is a locked door right here, and you can see it's locked by having this little cage thing over it, so having the key item will get you through there. I'll explain that a little bit more. But you can see Osgiliath right here. We have a silver bar, and we also have a blue gem on the inside. Our last area is Edoras right here, and it leads to a very nice looking city on the inside. We have poor people on the inside and scared people, because if you remember from the movies, it's kind of a depressing town. So basically we have some buildings, we have an item here, we have a blue gem, and we also have the other door for the portal. So if you enter the portal that was described in the Orc Forge, you will end up right here, which actually takes you out to this area right around here. So it's technically, I guess you could say, right inside of the Shire. Starting off our items in the game, we'll start off with item in the Shire, which is the Unlucky Carrot. This carrot can be thrown at another player from 5 studs away and can be thrown along walls and used diagonally. Once hit by it, you move half of what you roll for 3 turns. If you roll an odd number while doing this, you roll 1 space for your turn. Our next item is called the Wineglass of Strength, and this is in Rivendell, and it's included by the staff. This cup can be drank and replenishes all of your health and gives you 1 coin from another player of your choice. If other players have no coins when you use it, you may take a coin from anywhere on the map to be yours, excluding the silver bar. Our next item is also in Rivendell, and this is the Key of Luck. This Key of Luck unlocks the door to Osgiliath and adds 1 space to each roll and 1 damage to your weapon while you have it. Once you use the key to unlock the door, you will no longer have the +1 damage, +1 space for each turn, but you will put it into the bank bin. This is the Eye of Sauron, which is in Mordor. This item causes everyone to get stunned for 1 turn and lose 3 health, except for the person who has it. While players are stunned, the player who used the item takes their 1 turn after the item is used. The stunned players do not gain back health until the 1 turn is up. This item can only be used once, just like all the items I described before. Our next item is the Bone of Doubling, and this is also in Mordor. This item allows any money you have to double in value. This item also allows you to attack 2 players on a single turn, so meaning if you have an item that, or a weapon, you can attack 2 players at once, dealing that same amount of health you would to 1 person normally to 2 people. Our next item is the Bomb of Destruction, which is included in Helms Deep. This bomb can be thrown from 5 studs away at any spot that is a playable space. Anyone in the 5x5 radius of the space loses 7 health no matter what they have, including armor or half health, some type of item that allows them to help them. It doesn't matter, they will lose 7 health no matter what. The only person not hurt by the explosion will be the person who threw it. Our next item is the Torch of Harm. This is also included in Helms Deep. The Torch of Harm has a few uses. Once used, it allows you to roll a 1 through 6 dice for each player in the game, and subtract that much health from their character. Clearly say which player is for the roll you take, and whatever number you roll is how much health that player loses. Another use is that you are immune to monster rules as long as this item is in your inventory, but we didn't really make monster rules for this game, but if you use it in another game, it is applicable for that game. Our next item is Gandalf's Firework, which is found in the Shire. The firework can be used from 25 studs away. Once hit by it, you lose 4 health, and this item can also be used in diagonal patterns over any heights or walls. Our next item is Smeagol's Fish. This item is found in Smeagol's Cave, and the fish allows you to slap any player no matter where they are on the map, and once slapped by it, you lose 3 health. Our next item is Samwise's Pan, and this is found in Edoras, right here. Samwise's Pan can be thrown at another player from 3 studs away. Once hit by it, the player loses 4 health, and it can be used diagonally. Our last item, which I already detailed in the currency section, but I will go over again, which is the Silver Bar. This is found in Osgiliath, and it is worth 3 coins instead of 1. Moving on to our uses of currency for this game. The mini house is one area where you can spend currency. It allows you to hop up onto this stud right here, which is a playable space, and you can purchase items once you go on that space. The mini house allows you to purchase frogs from the bank. If you remember those rules from the other games, what frogs are, they cost 2 currency now, and the frogs add 1 total health and act as a green gem would. So once used, the coins go into the bank, and basically you can purchase it and it'll add 1 total health. So it acts as a gem in this game. Our next area where you can purchase things with currency is the Anvil of Doom, and this is found in right next to Mordor in the Orc Forge. This anvil allows you to use 2 coins and add 1 total damage to your weapon. So these pretty much do a similar thing to what the frogs did in the other Land of Warriors games, so it's kind of reversed. In this game, the frog adds 1 health and costs 2 currency. The anvil adds 1 damage to your weapon and costs 2 currency. Another area where you can purchase things is the Catapult, and the Catapult costs 1 currency to use. There are 2 uses for the Catapult. You can either fire yourself out of the Catapult, which basically will take your character, pay 1 currency to the bank, and you will flick him somewhere on the map. Wherever your character is touching is a spot where you can put your character after you land. So you can see where the character landed right here in this area. So anywhere the character is touching is a space that I can play him on. So say I wanted to have him right here, I can do it since he was touching that. Another use for the Catapult is that you can fire a rock out of it, and this also costs 1 currency. If the rock happens to hit another player, it's a 1-hit kill, and all of their items cease to exist. So the items do not go to the person who killed them with the catapult. So basically it will cost 1 coin, and I recommend using a camera to record just to make sure the rock actually hits the character, and do it in slow-mo just to make sure, because it can be up for debate sometimes if the rock actually is able to hit the character or not, because it goes so fast sometimes you can't tell. This is our bank bin again, and you can purchase an item already used in the game from the bank for 5 currency. So if you have 5 coins, you can purchase an item already used from the bank. And this is also where the frogs are stored. When you pay for something or use an item, you put it in here, and same thing with currency. Moving on to some fundamental and additional rules for this game. If a player kills you, they collect your items. Same thing vice versa. If you kill a player, you collect their items. You can actually damage another player without having a weapon in this game, because your fists act as 1 damage, but you have to be standing right in front of them, and you cannot be diagonal to them. Another rule is that you can only attack one player per turn unless an item states otherwise. Going over a few more quick rules that I don't really need to go into too depth. This game is 2 to 4 players. If you need better access to Mordor, the Eye of Sauron rooftop is removable, which I talked about before. Same thing with Helms Deep, the balcony and the tower are removable. The bank bin actually can be attached to the box and detached. And there are also 3 different variants of this board. Alright guys, so that's going to do that for this instruction video. I'm going to have links down below to our instructions for this game so you can clearly read them and make sure that you understand the rules. And we'll be updating them and changing them as much as possible and adding new ones. If you guys want, I can make a live stream playing this game and actually describing how to play it a little bit better for people who might not understand it as well. Making instruction games for games that you make by yourself can be tough sometimes. So let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you guys want to see, and I will make it happen. Thanks for watching, guys, and I really appreciate the support.